Hello, everyone. Can you all hear me? Maybe it would be great to get a quick reply in the comments. Loud and clear. Perfect. Thank you, Chris. So just to start it off, I will start the full presentation mode now. Just realized somehow it's not working that I'm going to see I'm going to see your comments. What I'll try to do is to come back before the end of the presentation to the comments, and I will just switch back to this view here. But for now, let me go to the full screen view. I hope you can see the full screen view now. Let me just check here that everything is fine. Perfect. Wunderbar. That was German. Back to English. So, hi everyone. My name is Christoph, and I'm founder of We Agency, and we create virtual assistants with Charisma. Now, why would you be interested in creating a charismatic virtual assistant? And that's something where we can come back to the long title that I put for this talk. I said to truly move beyond FAQ bots and command and control voice interfaces requires a new approach. And in my eyes, Charismatic AI is the new approach to really creating engaging virtual assistants. We had a very interesting panel discussion yesterday, and in this panel, I already also made the point that I believe when we look at the chatbot area, there is chatbots which are there to stay, and there's chatbots which, in my eyes, will die out over the next years. And I said yesterday, well, I think pure FAQ bots will probably die out. Why? Why will they die out? Because they basically pretend to be something, or they pretend to be more than they actually are. So when you look at our FAQ website, you know what you get, right? You get frequently asked questions. You have to search through them. It's a service that you have to provide for yourself, but you're not expecting a conversational partner. But if you put out a bot, right, then people will expect a conversational partner on the other side. And so in that sense, basically, the original, the FAQ website, is more attractive because it doesn't pretend to be something that it isn't, and it will not annoy people when it doesn't recognize what they're asking, right? Because it's just a website with a search. So what we mean when we talk about charismatic virtual assistants is to truly create a conversational partner as the representative of your company. Now, why charisma? So all through human history, actually, human beings have been drawn to people with charisma. And I will talk a little bit later about the foundations of charisma. To summarize it here very shortly, it's strong personalities who seem to have a positive impact, or from whom you expect a positive impact on your life. Now, here would be interesting, now if I was actually with you, I'm sad that I cannot be with you today on site, but if I would be with you, I would be asking the audience, do you know who these two people are? And unfortunately, I told you I cannot see your comments right now, so I will move on. So these were these two people, Ruth Bader Ginsburg and Franklin D. Roosevelt. And as you can see in these younger pictures, already there, they emitted something which was attracting the person they were talking to, the person they were in front of, right? And they grew up to be very influential personalities. So what is it actually that draws us towards charismatic characters? In the end, charisma is based on 3 pillars: power, presence, and benevolence. And these 3 things have to come together. So when you're looking for someone that can help you, this person has to have some kind of benevolence, has to be wanting something good for you. Because if benevolence is missing and this person is powerful and they want something bad for you, it's not very attractive to you. On the other hand, if you have a lot of benevolence, so you want a lot of good things, but you don't have much power to actually get them done for you, it's also not that attractive. And the third element, the presence element, is basically in order for you to realize that there is this power and there is this benevolence that has a potentially very positive impact for you, this person has to be present in the current moment. So these are, like the three foundational pillars of charisma. And in the end, when we build a charismatic virtual assistant, we work on sub-categories or sub-parameters of these 3 main pillars to bring out a charismatic experience. So, question, you're building a chatbot, right? Not the President of the United States. So why do you care about this? Well, it's also something we hinted at already yesterday in the panel. We are in a time of a big paradigm shift where we move away from, when we talk about interfaces that we put in front of our customers, we're moving away from I have to understand the interface as a user to the interface understands me as I am, as I naturally speak. And what this means, and I just want to quickly make that point again, is that when we, for example, look at the history of customer service, 150 years back, good customer service meant talking directly to the person that was coming to your shop. That was the direct face-to-face customer service. With the telephone, we were able to scale that, but we were still talking directly with people. And over the last decades, we were scaling even more. We had the internet, we had websites, we could, for example, sell to much more people, and we had to scale our customer service. But we were moving away from talking directly with people to talking to people. So we were putting something out there. This is for you. Take it, work with it. We created something which is called self-service. And the next technological shift that we are seeing right now, namely the advances in natural language understanding, allows us to actually move back to talking with people. So being the shop owner that is directly engaged directly with their customers, but at scale, right? You're creating a virtual assistant. This is something at scale. You can scale it at any towards any number that you want. And this is now the very important point, right? When it's about talking with your customers directly, then you have to think, well, who would you like your customers to talk with? So you have to think about yourself. Who is that very attractive shop owner that really shows a kind of like a dedication to service that made people and still in today's time makes people so attracted to these, like these small shops where the shop owner is doing like the sales and the service and everything. Who is that? Who would you like your customers to talk with? And what we believe, that's why we put this vision of creating a charismatic virtual assistant. We believe that when you walk away from an interaction, you say, well, wow, this was a charismatic character, a charismatic personality, then that's the highest level of the quality of interaction that you can reach. Now, this is a long-term plan. I said here, it's a 5-year plan. But you have to show results at the end of this year. So how do you do that, right? You will not start out with a fully charismatic virtual assistant. However, this is also not necessary, because also when you look at these two charismatic people here, you don't start out here, right? You don't start out as the Supreme Court Justice, as the President of the United States. You don't start out when you build your first chatbot. You don't start out having the full power at your disposal, right? So these two people here, as you see them here, they have the element of power already at at a very high level. But they still, you see it in their faces, they still emit this element of benevolence. Interestingly, and that's why I put these pictures here. In these pictures, they're not looking directly at you, right? But you still feel this attractiveness emanating from them, although they here in this picture don't have the full element of presence. And that's what you have to use to your advantage. So you can start out here, right? So in these pictures, there's not yet this aura of great power, right? So your chatbot cannot yet answer all the questions, right? All the questions you want to answer in your customer service. But what you can do from the first step is to show presence. I'm with you. I'm with you as my customer, as my user, and I fully focus on you. And you can bring to the table this important element of benevolence. I want something good for you. I want to help you. I want to assist you. That's why, personally, I've actually moved away from talking about bots, chatbots, voice bots, and I'm talking about virtual assistants, because I believe the word assistant is very powerful in showing us what it's actually all about. It's about giving assistance, helping someone, supporting someone in something that they have to do. And at this point, you can start out here. What I also mean by this is we have to also emphasize this charisma, becoming a charismatic personality is not an easy way. And that also means creating a charismatic virtual assistant is not an easy way. So even starting out here is difficult to get it right? And I just wanna make one point, which might be a little bit challenging, but if you wanna be charismatic, sometimes you also have to challenge a little bit something that is maybe out there. I talked yesterday in the panel, and it was actually quite well received, about the respect between technology enthusiasts and design enthusiasts, developers and designers. Now, we at We Agency, we see ourselves mainly as designers, however, with a high respect towards technology. And of course, we do also have our own development team, but our main focus is on design. And we have seen the best results come out when teams were formed where there is a true respect of the designer towards the developer, the technology enthusiast that's completely fascinated about the possibilities of new technology, that wants to try everything, wants to really push the boundaries of technology. And on the other hand, the respect of the developer towards the designer, who's the advocate of the user, who really has a big knowledge in understanding how to best design something that feels great for the end user. And just yesterday, when I was talking about this, one analogy was passing through my head. When you hire an infrastructure, IT infrastructure architect, you don't hire someone that has done a 3-week course in IT infrastructure, right? So what I wanna ask us to do is to show the same respect to all of these great designers out there, because a design architect needs just that much experience as an IT infrastructure architect to build a great virtual assistant. And this is something very important to see. And this is just my shout out to all the great designers, conversational designers that are out there with years and decades of experience. Also, a lot of them here on this conference. We have to show them the respect. They are the architects that build, on the design side, the house of charismatic AI. And when you build your own house, right, think about who you hire as an architect. Of course, you work closely with this architect. You understand best in which house you want to live. You understand best your needs, you know. And it's the same here for your customer service. You understand best your customers, and you know them best. But in terms of setting up something complex, something that has to scale, something that you put in front of millions and millions of your customers, that's like building a great house. And building that great house requires the experience of having built these big design systems that have their counterpart on the technical side. So with this, thank you for listening, and let me just end this on one note before I switch away from the presentation mode. Anyone who's interested in joining us on this journey to Charismatic AI, we are currently looking for motivated designers that want to join us on this journey, that want to become architects of the house of Charismatic AI. If you are up for it, if you feel this is something that would be really interesting, please let us know. And you can also write to me directly on LinkedIn, for example. Cool. Then I switched back so that I can now, like, forgive me for looking away. I just wanted to see your comments now. Thank you to all the thank yous. First of all, I see a lot of thank yous when I first look into the comments. We have here start with a narrow use case. Exactly. That's exactly what I meant here, right? You can start here. Also, like, start with a narrow use case. I think that's a very good point, Wouter, that you were making. On the one hand, it's the use case. On the other hand, like, make that use case from the beginning. Make your customers see that with this one use case, you want to do something very good for them. Try to show yourself as the attractive personality that your brand wants to be, even starting from the first use case, and then you will get it right. Hi back to Benjamin. Benjamin said hi, Christoph, and I also see Olivier in the comments. Nice to have you at this presentation. Marian from my team. Hello, hello. And to everyone else, Elmar, I see Elmar from Paloa, great conversational AI platform. So great partners for us to, like I talked about the respect of technology and design, great technologically partners to get something on the road. And to everyone else, thank you very much for the comments. I see a lot of yeses. Yes, hello, yes. Okay. Well, that was great. I wish I would have been there. Thanks a lot for joining this talk, and I hope to continue this conversation afterwards. If we're not already connected, please approach me on LinkedIn. Otherwise, I will also check the names. I will approach you on LinkedIn, and I hope you have a great rest of the day with this wonderful conference. We're very happy from We Agency to be a platinum sponsor for it. So enjoy the rest of the day. I'm looking forward myself to the great talks that are about to come. Thank you. I think 11:15 was my time limit. So thanks to you, and see you soon.